Welcome back to the grind. This is the Moneyline Grind. We're only committed to making some profits while we sports bet. Enjoy the game, make some money, why not? Currently, just a little under 6 units for the season, so we've made profit so far. If you stop right now, you're in the win. But we're planning on making that grow, so make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss any of these picks. Stick around, you might earn a dollar or two. On Monday, we were our closest to a sweep. We gave 3 bets that all hit, but right before the game, I made one last pick on IG and Twitter, and of course, that was the pick that missed. So we finished 3-1. Very, very, very good day. If I could go 3-1 every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday, I'd be a rich man. But let's recap some of the bets, and then I have 3 locks for you to share right after that. We took Pollard over 50.5 rushing yards. He got the job done, helps us pay a bill. We also had Montgomery over 8.5 reception yards. That was a beautiful play. Took him 1 reception. He got 20 plus yards in that reception, and we got paid. And of course, Metcalf over 65.5 receiving yards. This was just brilliant here because Metcalf dominated this line. He had over 100 receiving yards on Monday. And then I got too hot with myself after I made those picks, all right? It just made sense to me to take Montgomery over 1.5 receptions. He had just 1 reception. I was just dying. There was one that you might consider a reception. I guess the quarterback threw it backwards. So very interesting. The line was just... It was a value trap. It was a line trap there. You saw 1.5, and you saw his receptions grow week over week, and I fell for it. But we went 3-1. So, I'm still searching for that first sweep. We've been 4 weeks in, but now we're in week 5, and the good news is we have another chance tonight. Here are my 3 best bets for Thursday Night Football: Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Atlanta Falcons. I'm taking the over right off the bat, over 43.5 points. Both teams like to gun the football. We have a primetime game here, so the entire country will be watching. They're in a dome, and there's tons of offensive weapons all over this field. Falcons have been a little slow out the gate. I think they average a little under 20 points per game, but I've seen some moments where they look like they can contend. They can be the Falcons that we've historically have seen. Drake London coming along. And if he has a game the books are expecting him to have, I believe the Falcons can move down the field. And that's the only concern here because the Tampa Bay, they can score. They can get you 24 points. That's about what they average per game. So we're left with 20 points, and you have the Falcons at 18, 19 points on average. I'm hoping the weather conditions being in a dome and just the opportunity to score more, right? These guys are going to launch the ball. We know Tampa Bay is going to move down the field. So hopefully we get some 7s up there, and then we get some money in our pocket. Second pick, I'm taking Godwin over 65.5 reception yards. Godwin averages 6 receptions a game, and so far this season, he's recorded 83, 117, 53, and 69 reception yards. So he's hit in 3 of his last 4 this season. Only miss was against Denver, whose defense really showed up that game. You got to give him credit there. The entire Buccaneers team offensive team did not really compete well with the Denver Broncos. But I think he's an emerging favorite target over Evans, and given the conditions of the dome and the passing that we're assuming happens tonight, I really like this bet. I like it so much. It's my best pick, and we're putting 2 units on it. Another 2-unit bet that has been pretty good for us so far. My last pick, I'm taking Kirk Cousins over 223.5 passing yards. Again, they're in a dome. I like these conditions. As you can see, all 3 picks here have been kind of, about moving the football, getting up and down the field, and that's what I'm expecting today. It's always risky to do that because whenever that happens, you'll end up with a game that's like 17-10. But 3 games in a row, Kirk Cousins with 20-plus completions while just averaging under 30 attempts, 29.75 to be exact. He's also hit this line 3 games in a row with 241, 230, and 238 passing yards against some top teams. I know Kansas City was in there. Saints, not really known for the defense. That's who they played last game. And so he's around that 230, 240 mark. I'm hoping 223, and given the better conditions, given the pace, that this is an easy bet. And those are my 3. I think we're sweeping today. I haven't put those per se in a parlay, but I did use the ideology of those 3, added another leg, used the boost, and I had plus 657. So let me share that lay for you guys. I'm taking the over 43.5. I'm taking Godwin over 68.5. So that's a little bit more than my recommendation on a single pick at 65.5. Taking Kirk Cousins over 200 plus yards. So we did an alt line there under the 223. We were at just 200 or more. And then I take Bijan Robinson to have at least 25 reception yards. I think he had 34 last week. The guy can move. I think, if the Buccaneers defense shows some of the things they can show, they've had some moments. that they're going to have to dump the ball to Bijan and let him try to be explosive. So we might see him get, 4 or 5 receptions here. We just need a few yards. One big carry does it all. One 10, 15-yard reception really puts us in a good spot, especially if they do that early. So those are my 3 picks. I gave you a lay of the day, and I think we're going to be paid. Well, you might see me with a new gold chain on Sunday. Guys, best of luck. Let's make this money.